Good morning, everyone. I welcome you to the Thursday, May 8th, 2025 City of Tumwater Public Works Committee meeting. For roll call, we have Councilmember Jefferson, Councilmember Althauser, and myself, Councilmember Swarthout in attendance. We have two meeting approvals of meeting minutes from April 3rd and April 17th. Well, if we can approve them both at the same time or take them separately. So,
I move that we approve both.
okay. All right. All those in favor of approval of the minutes from April 3rd, 2025 and April 17th, 2025, please say aye.
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 All right. Any opposed? All right, let's jump right into our agenda this morning. Oh, the Administrator Parks, did you have something? You unmuted. Oh.
Sorry, that was
Go
an inadvertent unmuting.
Oh, okay, good. I just want to be aware. So. All right, quiet, here we go. Now we're going to move on to our small government enterprise agreement renewal with Esri. We have Jennifer. Good morning, Jennifer. GIS, woohoo,
Yes.
Here we go.
So, share my screen. Is it okay? Yes. So, good morning. I am Jennifer Radcliffe, the GIS program manager with the city, and I'm here to talk about the small government enterprise agreement renewal with Esri. And oops. Okay, sorry. So the agreement is for our GIS software licenses, and it's a 3-year term agreement. This is the 5th agreement that we're signing. We first signed in 2013, and we've had this continually since then. The enterprise agreement is based on population. So this year, since we went over 25,000, we went up to the next tier. So the cost used to be $27,500 per year. The new tier is $42,200 per year, but I negotiated with them and we're ramping up to the new cost. So year 1 will be $32,200. Year 2 is $37,200, and year 3 is $40,000 or $42,200. So what this agreement is for all of our GIS software licenses. We have kind of unlimited amounts of some, like a large amount of others. If we were to purchase these individually, it would cost us a lot more. Some of the things that we're getting are our featured content. Here is an example of what we have on our website. We have
Jennifer, I have a question.
Yes.
What is GIS? The acronym.
I apologize. That is Geographic Information Systems. So it's mapping and analysis with spatial data.
Okay, thank you.
So we have software that allows us to create applications for our website. Things like our Follow the Snowplow application. We have story maps, things like the Deschutes Valley Trail. It tells a story, you can embed maps. We have dashboards like our solar panel installation dashboard. So we have all these different softwares that we can create things to share with the public. We also have an open data site, so we can put our mapping data up online for people to just come and get. And we have things up there like our Tumwater city limits, trails, rivers, things like that. If people want to make their own maps. We have internal applications as well, like our city GIS viewer. We have our own, desktop software that my team and a few others in the agency use to actually produce physical maps, and graphics for reports and things. We also create and maintain all of the data that goes into all of these other applications. And we have mobile apps that, our operations staff, for example, uses these to go out and inspect our assets. So these are just a few of the things that we're getting with this agreement. So does anyone have any questions about any of that?
Yes,
Okay.
I do. So why do you choose this company? Did you go out and find others, or why this company?
This is kind of the leader in the industry. It's kind of the only option unless you go open source. Open source is very hard to learn. Esri is kind of what everyone learns in school. It's just the standard, I guess.
Sounds like the gold standard.
Yeah, it's the gold standard for sure.
User friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Other questions? If not, I will go to our recommended action, and that is to place the small government enterprise agreement renewal with Esri on the May 20th, 2025 City Council consent calendar with a recommendation to approve and authorize the mayor to sign.
Perfect. I was just on the website right now. It's fun. I was looking for, so I was wondering, because you guys do track how many hits you get? Because you know that our snowplow, I guess, is like our most popular thing. I was just curious what else is popular for people to click on. There's so much information here. It's just really cool. The bike lanes, trails, sidewalks.
Yeah, I am not sure. I don't track our hits. I don't know if Communications does. Communications told me a while ago that our snowplow app was very popular.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know there was talk of at one point they were supposed to be putting something on here where you could find out where all the fire hydrants were, because at some point we were like repainting all of them, and you could figure out, there was some data that you could go to figure out when yours is going to get painted. So yeah.
Yes, and we have that on. That program got put on hold during the pandemic. They are getting ready to start it up again.
Yeah,
so we're getting that ready to update the map and everything.
Yeah, thank you. Those funny little data nerds, we all what's fun to look at. So yeah.
Yep.
So all right. Well, with that, if we do we have any other questions for Jennifer? No. All right, so we do have the recommended action before us to place the small government enterprise agreement renewal with Esri on the May 20th, 2025 City Council consent calendar with a recommendation to approve and authorize the mayor to sign. See my teammates there.
So moved.
All right. You got a second? I'll go ahead and
I'll second.
okay, there you go, Angela. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 All right, sweet. Thank you, Jennifer, for your presentation and your work.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're going to move along to Barnes Lake.
Good morning, Council.
Good morning, David.
Let me get my screen up here. I'm not seeing my screen. Oh, here we go. Let's get to the top here. Kick it off. Okay. So just wanted to give you an update this morning on some of our Barnes Lake Management District work that we're doing this year. Give you a quick update. This is for informational purposes only. So no ask or request for this this agenda item. So we are underway with our 2025 work plan. every couple months we have some tasks to accomplish, and I'll go through some of those tasks in a little more detail. But as you can see, it's a fairly full calendar of events for us this year. In January through April, so these tasks we've already completed or in the process of completing. We have 2 new steering committee applications. One is Sherry McCafferty in the Northeast neighborhood in Daisy Lane, and then Matt Brownell in the West neighborhood on Lake Park Drive. Both of those are going through the process of being added to our steering committee. We also had a 2025 newsletter that just went out, and you can kind of see a snapshot of that on the screen here. That went out both through snail mail and constant contact through our communications network, and it just gives a brief description of some of the things that are going on in the Lake Management District. May through October, so that we're just getting this kicked off. We do water quality monitoring. It's kind of cool this year. We've got a couple of new tools to use and deploy. A YSI multimeter is we're going to be using. It's a new and improved multimeter, so excited to deploy that and get that working. And that's going to show us dissolved oxygen, temperature, and things like that. So we can track that data. We also have a Hobo data logger, which is in the water all the time, and that tracks the graph below you see there with the Barnes Lake, the water level, as well as the lake. I'm sorry, the water level. We also do temperature with that one. The graph you're seeing, the bar chart on the bottom, that's actually rainfall events that we recorded every day. So you can kind of see how that correlates to the water level rise. The bar at like the 155 mark, that is our flexible leveler height. And so we can look at the height of our flexible leveler that we use for beaver management and see how that manages water levels during those really high rain event times. So it's kind of cool to see the data and how it reacts. That gap you see in the data right there, that's when we ran out of batteries. So we had to get out there and replace the batteries. So we're good to go now. June and July, this is also kicking off here is our vegetation management. We do have a new contractor on with us this year, Aquatechnics. They are going to be doing a fluoridone treatment this year, which is we do that every 3 to 5 years to control invasive bladderwort. And in between those fluoridone treatments, we have routine treatments of dicot and imazamox that also targets bladderwort and fragrant water lily, both invasive. This summer into the fall, we're going to be looking at improving our boat launch. You can see the picture there. It's kind of in a sad state right now. So we're going through the permitting process right now to improve that boat launch. The boat that they use for the treatments is fairly wide, and so they need a little bit wider boat launch to get into the water. We're also going to be updating our integrated aquatic vegetation management plan. That was done about 10 years ago, and so that's just kind of a blueprint for the LMD to guide us in some of our decision-making processes to manage lake vegetation. And then September 10th, we have a lake walkabout, and this is an opportunity for the steering committee to walk around the lake and view it from different perspectives. It's kind of an educational opportunity for the LMD members because most of the time they're looking out their back window and seeing their view of the lake. So this is an opportunity to view the lake from other people's backyards as well. And that's cattail that we're actually eating right there. So that's kind of an initiation for us, is to take a bite of cattail. It's actually quite tasty. So.
Wait a minute. Let's
Sure.
get back to that. That I would like to know. Is it like lettuce? Is it like onion? Describe the flavors for me.
It's like celery. Honestly,
Oh.
it's really crisp and light, and you can only eat the white part down there at the very bottom. So it's actually quite tasty, and yeah, if you need it in a pinch and you're lost in the woods, you can probably survive a day or two on cattail.
That's good to know. Thanks, David.
Sure. And then some budget implications that we are going through right now. So we have, I just want to walk through this real quick so we can understand what's going on here. We have two columns, option A and option B. So option A is the normal routine treatment that we have with Diquat and Imazamox. And you can see the implications there from Aquatechnics of roughly about $14,000 and change for those types of chemicals that they use. When we do use the fluoridone, it does jump quite a bit. It's a much more expensive chemical to use for treatment, but it's much more targeted. And that's the every 3 to 5 year treatment. So we're going to be doing option B this year. And that's going through management approval at this moment. We don't have that quite approved yet, but that's the plan, is to have that go through the approval process. So with that, is there any questions about what we're up to this year, or would anybody want to join us for the September 10th walkabout?
Sure. That sounds like fun. Maybe we should hold our, we'll hold our next Public Works. We can schedule it for an outside meeting for a change. So we'll do a field trip. So I want to see this beaver deceiver. So I know Michael, you've been really aching to see that as well. So I think
And
we
I
need to
wanna
do a
try
field
the-
trip.
And I want to try the catnip.
There we go.
Cattail.
All right. Okay, David, I think we'll have to work on that, see if we can get us around the, it really is interesting. And then working with this new company, it looks like you're getting access to different kind of data that you didn't have before.
A little bit. They're kind of a nationwide company. And so when we used Northwest Aquatic Ecosystems, they were more of a local company.
Yeah.
So Aquatechnics is all up and down the West Coast. So there's some
Okay.
advantages to that. Yeah, it's been so far so good. We're on our second year with them.
Okay. And this is kind of unique. I don't know that any other lakes around our area have this kind of a management system too, as far as we're kind of unique, I think, here in Tumwater.
Well, yeah, and Patrick Soderberg could speak a little bit more to this. When he worked at the county, he helped manage a few other lake management districts in the county. We are by far one of the smallest lake management districts, though, that are active.
Okay.
So.
So
Right,
I can answer that question a little bit more. I didn't directly manage any of the lakes for the county, but I was involved in their integrated pest management program. And Thurston County has at least 2 different lake management districts that they oversee, and that would be Long Lake and Lake Lawrence. And then Black Lake has their own special use district specifically so that they have their own LMD without, they have created their own government system so that they can self-manage. So those 3 lakes for sure within Thurston County are lake management districts. And I believe they've picked up a couple other one or are in the process of them. So I don't know the status of that for, I believe, like Hicks Lake and maybe Lake Pattison.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I have a friend that lives on Hicks Lake. So yeah, just curious. I think they privately have to fund having the when the lilies addressed in their area. So yeah. So all right. Well, thank you for this. Do we have any questions for David? I think we're kind of serious about September 10th. So all right, we'll remember that. So put it on our calendar, see if we can do that.
Right. That would be great.
Invite us all out for a wander around. So thank you. All right.
bet.
So that was a short agenda. Do we have anything else that we need to address today? No? All right. Well, with that, we have nothing else on the agenda. Then I will call the May 8th, 2025 City of Tumwater Public Works Committee meeting adjourned. Enjoy the sunshine out there, you guys. Take care.
Thank you.